Hey guys, happy Witchy Wednesday, and today I think we're gonna go over, briefly, just go over, what is traditional witchcraft? What is it? Where does it come from? Why do we do it? Why do they do it? Why did the people over there do it? Why did they do it over there? Why did they do it over there? So we're gonna go over that. I've been seeing a lot of these manifest your special persons thing, and I kind of have an issue again. You guys know me, I always have an issue with something like that. If you are trying to manifest your special person or specific person, whatever that thing is called, and they are of the same sex, you can't change somebody's DNA, because when you're born, it's a predecision. It's not your decision, you're just born that way. So if you're trying to attract the same sex and they're not of your sexual orientation, if you're not, say you're gay and you're not completely out and completely honest with yourself, and for good reasons. I mean, there's really good reasons not to come out. We don't wake up and say, hey, we're gay, we're gonna attract all this attention to ourselves and make our lives that much more miserable. But it's just not gonna work. I mean, you can try it, it's just not gonna work. You cannot change somebody's DNA. You can with epigenetics, but that's getting into you have to condition somebody. You have to they have to be a lab rat. So you just cannot change their DNA. That's how they are, and you are more than likely going to get a really good friendship out of it, or just nothing. So, but yeah, that's my stand on that. So I just I've been saying it on YouTube. Manifest your specific person or a special person or whatever. You can't do that. Love magic is the worst. It is the hardest, and it is the worst. And it's of all magic, love magic is terrible. I mean, even if it is with pure and good intentions, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. It's still controlling and trying to bend somebody else's will, which is possible, but if that person has a really strong will, if they're really a powerful force, you can't change their DNA. You can't change that chemical structure with the proteins and everything that tells you who you are. I mean, that's like a code. So you really honestly can't do that. But I mean, you can have really good friendships. I've seen really good friendships come out of it. I mean, and that, and love for yourself even more, and you're happier, you have a better life, you experience more beauty in life. So you just, that specifically came up in my recommended for some odd reason. I was like, why don't even watch these videos on specific person or whatever they call them nowadays. But yeah, sorry, but you can't. So what is witchcraft? I thought this would be just really good to freshen up on a Witchy Wednesday. So alright, spritz yourselves, everybody. So when we examine the history and cultural diversity of witchcraft, we learn that it is not actually a religion. It's not a religion, but it is. But instead of practice. Now, Cochrane might argue that witchcraft is not paganism, although it retains the memory of ancient faiths. So someone living in Europe several centuries ago might have described it in terms of sorcery, cursing, consorting with devils and demons, or performing necromantic acts. But those were completely distorted back in that century. I mean, in that century, it was, thinking, necromantic acts were, acts with, corpses, and that's not what that is. Now, in those days, as now, many perceive witchcraft as a transgressive act. So basically, frivolity performed in private and hidden from view. Now, the terms witch and witchcraft were not viewed as positive, instead that they were, projections used to denounce, demonize, and condemn folk practitioners or anyone else, for that matter, who were unfortunate enough to draw the wrong attention or upset the wrong types of people. So if you were just a regular old person trying to grind up some herbs in your cottage to heal your snake bite, and they had suspicion, boom, you're done. Now, while over the last century, a distorted and privileged view of witchcraft emerged, at least in first world countries. Indeed, prior to its 20th century revival, witchcraft wasn't considered a comfortable or safe practice. To the traditional witches and everybody, all the pagans and Wiccans, I do honestly think, yes, it's always been a safe practice for us. I mean, in the context of being within society, it can be a little, people still get burned and people still get, killed for it, and it's ridiculous. So it was not viewed as a community faith tradition that was open and welcoming to the public, let alone one that came complete with children's groups, bake sales, and petitions for social recognition. And yeah, it did. It got to the point of, the witches were like tired of it. We were tired of it, and so we went and marched. So that's that. Now, it's important to understand that outside the bounds of modern neo-paganism, witchcraft is not about the goddess or goddesses. It's not about the god or a god. It is not about seasonal celebration, commemorating the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. It's not. It is not about procuring a good harvest at all, literally or metaphorically. It is not about the reviving the past or dancing in a cloak while drinking wine or wearing flowers in your hair. It's not even necessarily about being pagan. Witchcraft is about sovereignty. So, yeah, it's all about sovereignty. And that is what I like. So it's pretty interesting. Just a little bit, of what is going on. So, now witchcraft ties deeply into matters of personal governance and individual control. So yes, it does. Traditional witchcraft is let's get it done quick, like. That's that. So it addresses with blood and sweat the ills of life and society in the hands of those who won't sit idle as life just happens to them. It's a tool for change. It's about magical spells, herbs, spirits, flying, and divination. It's also about living in this world, for better or for worse. So, yeah, it is raw, it is dirty, it is, a discipline, it's a skill set, it's an art. Witchcraft is dwelling in the woods where people rarely go. It can be found right in your yard, in a nearby park, or in an undefiled and wild land. So wild patches of land, you can also find that there. It's, the Buka Glitter now is big time. So it is resting in forgotten coves and beneath silent trees. It even dwells in the endless bowels of the city, a living entity on its own. So that's where the practice of it comes in, the skill set of magic, of witchcraft. So it is a basic, I don't even know what I wrote there. Oh, it is basking under the moon at night, breathing slowly beneath the silent stars. Witchcraft is all of these things, and it always has been there, waiting to be rediscovered. So it is a response to the fears lurking in the darkness, and a means to deal with them. So it is a weapon. It is a talent. It is instinct. Witchcraft is not simply about magic. That is why there are sorcerers. Witchcraft is not just about herbs. This is why there are herbalists. Witchcraft is not only about divination or contacting spirits. That's why we have psychics and mediums. So you bring to the table your own gifts within traditional craft and your own regional mythology and folklore. Witchcraft is something wholly, entirely different. It is a lifestyle, a vocation, a liminal space defined by experience. It is a virtual crossroads where several paths meet and create their own space by virtue of their intersection. It's deep. It's a lot deeper than people think, and they're like, well, witchcraft, what is it? This is what witchcraft is. So, witchcraft is a methodology. It is multifaceted practice that combines several skills and avenues of knowledge. The paths that comprise it sit squarely upon the landscape of history and folklore. That's where we get it. That's where we get our regional craft from. That's why it's so different all over. So individually, distinguishable as magic, divination, and herbalism. Now, magic leads to spells and exerting your will upon the cosmos to influence desired changes and effects. Divination is the act of processing, or a process of divine seeing, or foretelling the future. Now, herbalism, obviously, is the knowledge and application of the herbs for medicinal, culinary, and ritual use. So the combination and interplay of these three streams of knowledge enable other practices like seership, soul flight, and necromancy to take shape. So it is these things within the crossroad that we are experiencing and doing and practicing, and that is what witchcraft is. So it is only when these various practices are blended together that witchcraft emerges as a very distinct practice that uniquely combines history and folklore, magic, divination, herbalism, hedge witchery, and necromancy into a unifying system. So it actually is pretty organized. It's an organized system. It just looks chaotic from the outside. It is kind of chaotic at times. So, I won't lie, it is. So, yeah, folklore, magic, divination, herbalism, hedge witchery, necromancy, all that, that we refer to collectively as the sixfold path. So, now magic, divining, wart cunning, or working with and growing herbs, having visions, flying out of the body, and consorting with ghosts of the dead. Witchcraft is all of these things. It consists of no religion or dogma. It has no need for clergy. It worships no deities. It celebrates no celebrates no holy days. Witchcraft is a practice that is focused on successful function rather than being beholden to the aesthetics, symbols, and affections of the 19th century occultism. So, but still within traditional craft, when it's regional, especially Cornwall, which is what I practice, Cornish craft, yeah, those things are more actually important. So there is clergy, there are, set of rules, and, we have ethics, moral ethics and codes, a bit different. So, where did I go? So witchcraft is secular and filthy, dirty, figuratively and literally. There will be times when you walk through your everyday life bearing the strains at some working you've performed. So the evidence may be anything: the faint scent of scrying incense in your hair, a smudge of charcoal on your cheek, dirt under your fingernails, and you will look at these traces of your craft, and only you will know what they represent. So those are all of your synchronicities that you're going to experience within traditional craft. So if you're on the right path, yes, there you go. Look a little deeper into your synchronicities too, guys. I mean, look a lot deeper. Oh, I need a haircut. So, where did I go? Where did I go? I don't know where I went. No clue. Oh, and that knowledge will actually give you strength and a secret shield. So you will look at them and think to yourself, I did that. And your face will fully will flush briefly from the power of that knowledge, your power. So, it's pretty interesting. It really is. I like it. I like that little bit of information, that snippet of information about it. So, all right. And of course, we have the devil in the craft. We all know that, and that series is done. Because, I mean, everything is already here. Alright, let's do some coffee talk. Alright, magic or spells are going to be being performed this Friday because the full moon's Saturday, so that's a good thing. So it will be nice to get that finally going. So Lupe and Gustavo, you guys are my focus. As always. Alright, let's see. Where are my comments? I cannot find them. Yeah, it still boggles my mind. I mean, I've seen all these forums and people, how can I, turn somebody gay? You can't. You can't do it. So I was just like, wow, I did not realize how in-depth it was. Arif, there we are. There you are. Hi. I love your channel. I always love your channel. You have such amazing content. It really is. I loved your videos on animism. Incredible. I love it. I literally I was like, just enthralled with everything that you were, saying, and, it's pretty interesting stuff. Oh, I keep seeing almost like prisms out of the corner of my eyes. That's the sign of a migraine. I better not have one. It's been a long time since I've had a migraine. I was actually little, like 10 years old, in combat boots. and all black. And I had to be taken to the ER. And it took my dad and 2 doctors to hold a 10-year-old tiny little boy down to give him a shot for a migraine. Or a pill, I don't know. I didn't like shots, never did. I didn't like pills either, still don't. But yeah. Pretty funny. Oh, page is unresponsive, really? No, go. There we go. Charlie Manson. Hello, how are you? I love your picture. Recently picked up the Deluxe at the mall and it worked excellent. It's my favorite board yet. Which board? Oh, the 1972 versus the 2018 one. I love it. I love the new one, the reinvention of the 1972 board. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm like, it is the best thing I've ever seen. It just has that kind of mystical vibe to it. So I think that's what pulls us to it. Witchy, mystical, occultish. I mean, yeah, I sleep with it right next to my head. So yeah, it's like that board, angel board, and then a ton of slow Ouijas. Cole McLaren, well hello. How are you? We have a devil story in my small coal mining village. Ooh, alright, here we go, story time. One day the devil decided he was going to fill the lake with rocks to dry it up. So he goes around collecting as many massive boulders as possible and carries them in his apron. This took him a great deal of time. Unfortunately for him, he trips, and they spill out across the local landscape. In a fit of rage, he kicks the dirt beneath it with his foot, which forms then the Beverly Hills, the Benerty Hill, and he returns to his home under the mountain. Ooh, where's this story from? I like that. Where did you get that? From your village? Coal mining village? Ooh. Yeah, and that's what, I mean, we have a lot of farmers around here, and we have a lot of coal mining that happened here, so we do have that also, you know, that connection, that common connection with blacksmiths, cane, and witchcraft, you know, traditional witchcraft, all tied together. I love that. Oh, I want to go see him in his mound. I do, I love that. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Gustavo, Moon Day. It is always Moon Day. Hello, hello, brother. Hello. How are you? Cole. Hi, Cole. Hello again. Bloody love this video. Isabel Gowdy. How do you say it? Gowdy is my muse. Oh, that was interesting, wasn't that? That was a really interesting. I mean, you find all this stuff. You just find all this stuff that pops out, and it's just so amazing. Azazel, yes, always Azazel. River of Souls, I learned so much about the tarot from you. Thank you. I hope it helps. I hope you are fully having amazing readings and unfolding everything that you possibly can for the betterment of yourself and your life. So that's what the tarot is all about. All right. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Lisa's Life. Hi. Hello. Careless. Hi, love. How are you? Kelly. Tina J. Hi, my love. I love you guys. Kaylee Hornick. Hi. I tried to say hi, but it didn't come out the first time. Sorry. Soul of Thorns. Hi, love. How are you? Another shout out to Cole McLaren. You're amazing. You really are. We need to have we need to do a video together? Like one of those, yeah, where we just discuss. I think that would be amazing. Alright, that's all that is popping up for me, so. I hope this helps some people. A little bit, maybe. But yeah, just a refresher for, yeah, Witchy Wednesday, so. Alright guys, I love you all, and please be safe, stay healthy, and yes, thank you guys for your amazing comments. All my love all the way from Venus, always, and all the way back down. There we go. Alright, so yes, thank you guys for all of your amazing comments. I love them with all of my heart, so I will see you guys tomorrow, and thank you guys.